The Detroit Lions still have opportunities for improvement in the final two regular season games as they prepare for a playoff run. Detroit aims to be the last team remaining, which is challenging regardless of a team's health status. The Lions have faced injuries but have managed to stay on course whenever adversity struck. Throughout the season, Detroit has demonstrated resilience, most recently achieving a victory over Chicago after a defeat to the Bills that resulted in significant injuries to four players. Coach Dan Campbell addressed the necessary enhancements the team must make as they approach Week 17, particularly on the defensive side. Despite improvements to their secondary this offseason, the Lions currently rank 27th in the league for passing yards allowed, averaging 240. 4. Campbell emphasized the need for more precise execution from the defensive line to disrupt opposing passing games. He pointed out that the defensive line must perform better on their stunts and games while pressuring the quarterback. The line faced challenges in containing Caleb Williams last Sunday, as the skilled passer managed to evade pressure and utilize his mobility to extend plays. Although Detroit succeeded in minimizing his big plays, struggles in rushing against potential postseason opponents could be problematic. There are aspects that we need to finish more effectively in the passing game. We are managing the run game successfully, which has mostly kept them one-dimensional. The effort is commendable, and our physicality is evident, Campbell stated in his weekly interview with 97. Won the ticket. However, in the passing game, when we force these teams into first and second and long, we must be able to get off the field. Alternatively, if it's second down, we need to keep them in third and long. Up front, during our games and stunts, our execution must be precise. The details of how we run them need to be exact to create disruption. These are areas where we can improve as a starting point. While Campbell noted that the secondary must strengthen its coverage, he offered a favorable evaluation of Amick Robertson's performance on the outside and Brian Branch's return to the nickel position, where he played throughout last season. Looking ahead, the Lions aim to enhance their pass defense in aspects that are not solely reliant on talent. There are some areas, leverage-wise, on the back end where we excel and need improvement. Overall, the coverage is quite good. We're effective, moving Amick outside was impressive, and Branch at nickel is working well. Our back-end play has been solid recently, so it's just the minor details, Campbell stated. We need to enhance the aspects that don't necessarily need talent. Detroit welcomed back safety Ifeatu Melifonwu against Chicago, after the fourth-year defensive back missed the first 14 games of the regular season. Melifonwu was fully integrated back into action, playing 51 snaps, which accounted for 81% of the defensive plays. The Syracuse alum demonstrated significant potential, including a sack in the fourth quarter. It's great to have Iffy back. We had tried to get him back sooner, but he faced another injury setback. He's been training and running, Campbell detailed. He simply hasn't had much football since early training camp. We felt confident about his conditioning. He's been in meetings, has the right mindset, and we decided to let him play as long as practice went well. He's confident and ready to perform. Melifonwu possesses the capacity to add depth to the defense moving forward, with his capability to blitz from safety or outside linebacker positions. He demonstrated this talent late last season, enabling the defense to discover new methods to pressure opposing quarterbacks. Campbell praised the defender's performance following a lengthy absence and is optimistic he will continue to improve as the Lions head into the postseason. I thought it was steady. It was a solid showing, Campbell mentioned. He's a bit rusty and naturally so, but there are aspects that are very encouraging, and he's only going to improve as he gets back into his rhythm. The 13-2 Detroit Lions are nearing the conclusion of an impressive 2024 season with a first-round bye, despite facing numerous injuries on their defense. Head coach Dan Campbell's team is presently without Aiden Hutchinson, Alex Anzalone, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Carlton Davis, Aleem McNeil, Malcolm Rodriguez, Derek Barnes, Marcus Davenport, and John Kaminsky. The fourth-year Lions coach is set to welcome back two key defenders, with linebacker Alex Anzalone and Jalen Reeves-Maybin's returns appearing imminent. Campbell indicated that Anzalone is close to returning, but is uncertain whether he will play in the upcoming game against the San Francisco 49ers. Anzalone, a third-round pick by the New Orleans Saints in 2017 and the Lions' defensive captain, sustained a broken forearm during Detroit's 52-6 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars in November. "Thank you all for the kind wishes," he tweeted after the announcement. As an athlete, there are many moments you ponder. Why did this have to occur? However, I prefer to focus on all the countless repetitions where nothing unfortunate happened. I feel incredibly blessed. I will be back soon, with fresh legs and everything. He was initially given a 6 to 8 week timeline for his return, indicating that Anzalone is generally on track with his recovery. Reeves-Maybin serves as a backup linebacker and an important special teams player for Campbell's defense. "We began practicing him last week. He participated in 1 or 2 sessions," the Detroit coach noted about his injured player. "We'll involve him more this week, assess how he feels as we progress," Campbell stated. "He's someone who could potentially be activated." Hutchinson, arguably the top player for the Lions, appeared to be a contender for Defensive Player of the Year with 7.5 sacks in the first 5 games of the season. He sustained a broken tibia and fibula against the Dallas Cowboys in October and seemed likely to miss the entire season. However, Hutchinson hinted last week on the Squeeze podcast that he might be able to make a comeback. "I'm on track to achieve my goal of returning for the Super Bowl," he disclosed. "I keep telling the guys whenever I see them at the facility, I'm like, you just need to get there. I assure you, I'll be back." The Detroit Lions kept their momentum going in Week 16, despite facing a concerning number of injuries this season. The Lions led 34-17 against the Chicago Bears during the third quarter of their rematch following the Lions' Thanksgiving win. You might remember that 10 days after that Thanksgiving game, the Lions triumphed over the Green Bay Packers, executing a crucial late fourth down conversion on a play where Jared Goff stumbled while handing the ball off to David Montgomery. Goff experienced another stumble against the Bears on Sunday before throwing a touchdown pass to Sam Laporta. However, this time Goff intended to stumble. According to head coach Dan Campbell, third-year wide receiver Jameson Williams had his best performance as a Detroit Lion during the team's victory over Chicago on Sunday. Offensively, our game balls went to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamo. Both had outstanding games, and honestly, it was probably Jamo's best game since joining us, considering his contributions both in run blocking and the passing game, which everyone notices. So that was excellent, Campbell remarked on Monday. The statistics certainly supported Campbell's observations from the film. Williams recorded 5 receptions for 143 yards at an average of 28.6 and 1 touchdown, along with a 7-yard rush, amounting to 150 scrimmage yards overall. These figures represent career highs for Williams in both receiving and scrimmage yards for a single game. His 82-yard touchdown reception in the second quarter widened the gap for the Lions to a 20-0 lead in what concluded as a 17-point win, 34-17. It was really on safety number 36. He was flat-footed, and Jared Goff recognized it, so you have to have faith in him, Williams stated after the game regarding that 82-yard touchdown connection. "He knows I'm going to outrun him. He understands what I can accomplish down the field. Just place the ball where it needs to be and I'll retrieve it." Williams indeed retrieved it, which has been a significant aspect of the offense this season, and a reason why Detroit ranks number 1 in the NFL in scoring and number 2 in total offense. The touchdown marked Williams' 4th this season of 50 yards or more. He has 3 touchdowns of 60 yards or more this year, joining Cloyce Box, 1952-1950, and John Green, 1945, as the only players in franchise history to achieve this. Williams is merely 110 yards away from his first 1,000-yard season, with 6 touchdowns to his name. His 18.9-yard average per reception is ranked 4th in the NFL. His capacity to expand the field in the passing game and serve as a strong presence in the run game perfectly suits this offense. He is performing well, and the Lions will require that to persist if they aim to achieve their ultimate goal this season.